Hello everyone, welcome back. And today I want to go ahead and talk about Deadpool. So yeah, let's go ahead and start this. All right, now that we're back, I want to go ahead and first things, let's go ahead and talk about my feelings for the movie. I was not expecting much um for the movie, especially from the trailers. The only reason why I'm saying this is because I feel like everybody was just milking the same jokes from the trailers right away. I feel like the fan base, when there's a fan like, based on from for a character, even if the jokes are corny or really bad, they would just, oh, it's hilarious, they'll start laughing and out loud about everything, start repeating the same jokes. I'm not saying that the jokes are bad on the movie because they're not, but I'm saying, the same way as like, all right, I'm gonna compare this fan base to like Marvel people, pretty much the whole Marvel fanboys is getting a little ridiculous on the internet because they really want to hate on DC so bad. They want the DC cinematic universe to fail, and I don't know why. Like, if you just love Marvel, then okay, love Marvel. Just you don't have to worry about DC. Don't talk shit about it. 24/7. Don't try to make people out there hate DC. We don't really have a DC cinematic universe yet. It's just starting. The first movie for the cinematic universe was pretty much Man of Steel, and Batman v Superman is the second one that's really gonna set this whole universe up to do Justice League, Wonder Woman, and all that stuff that's coming after that. Just don't hate on it just because you love Marvel more than DC or you just love Marvel. Period. It's just getting a little annoying. I mean, I don't really care. I'm just saying for for everyone out there, like, if you love something, okay, good for you. Don't make everyone don't try to brainwash everybody on the internet or out there in the world, by saying that this is just horrible and it's not gonna go anywhere, which is not true. Trust me, this is gonna do really good. Um, the most anticipated movie, like one of them, I believe is gonna be Batman v Superman. So far, the reason why Batman v Superman is like, the movie that I'm most hype about this year is because we're finally gonna get a Batman v Superman movie. And I mean, how can you hate on that? I feel like that should be everybody's, you know, like every comic, everybody that's into comics, everybody should be happy about that. I mean, that's we've been talking about this for like the past 20 plus years to finally get Batman v Superman, to get Batman and Superman in a movie, and we're finally getting it. I mean, if you really think about it, those two are the most iconic heroes that we have, from at least DC, and I would say, period, because I mean, who doesn't know who Batman or Superman is? Everybody knows who they are. And when it comes to like, Marvel, half of the movies that they have made, people don't didn't even know who they were before, like character wise. Thor, nobody really knew his origin, or nobody knew who the hell he was. Especially Iron Man. I, I have my friends. I have a lot of friends, and when it came to Iron Man, um, I think I was one of the only ones that was very hyped about it because I feel like I was the only one that knew about Iron Man. And when Iron Man came out, I was just so hyped. I couldn't wait to see the movie. But at the same time, all my friends weren't like, "Oh, what? It looks cool," and they didn't really knew about it. And look at it now. Iron Man is like the most popular character due to the movie, not to it's not because of comics or cartoon. Because Iron Man, they even had a old school cartoons, which that's how I got to know Iron Man when I was a kid. And that lets you know that a lot of these people don't even know what comics or characters are to really even be talking crap about it. And I want to go ahead and pretty much let my opinion out there. And I just feel like I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one. People act like the MCU is amazing, which is good, but it's not perfection. It's not near amazing. I mean, in my opinion, because not every MCU movie is great. And I know it's opinions, but I feel like I'm right about that. Let's like look, almost every sequel that the MCU had for movies, there have been pretty laggy in my opinion. Like Avengers was amazing, Age of Ultron was okay. I don't know. It was okay to me at least. Let's go ahead like Thor. I really loved Thor the first one. Thor 2 wasn't that good, and not let's pretty much Iron Man. Iron Man only had one good movie in my opinion, and that was Iron Man 1. Iron Man 2, I don't really get the hate, but you know, I like Iron Man 2 better than Iron Man 3. I just Iron Man 3 didn't. The thing with Iron Man 3 is that it is a good movie, but it's not. I feel like it wasn't really an Iron Man movie. I feel like Iron Man 3 wasn't like it didn't feel like it was in the MCU. That was the problem that I had with Iron Man 3. It just felt like it was from like a different universe. Like pretty much people they say that Edgar Wright didn't get to do Ant-Man because it was gonna feel out of place, and that's pretty much my what I'm trying to say about Iron Man 3. It just felt out of place when it came to the MCU, and pretty much so far, at least for me, the the best sequel and the better part two compared to the first one has been the Winter Soldier, and that's Captain America. Even though I love the first Captain America, the Winter Soldier did everything to top that movie, and so far that's like one of the best MCU movie, besides Guardians of the Galaxy and Avengers. So should let you know right there, is the MCU really that great? They're doing good. Don't get me wrong. Of course the movies are making billions of dollars, but the one thing that the MCU is lagging is the villains. Um, Pretty much the villains haven't really been that good so far. I feel like the only villain that we have is like one or two, and one of them is Loki. And yeah, I know that I'm talking about all this, even though I'm trying to talk about Deadpool, but I'm trying to make a point with the MCU and the DCU hating, like people trying to compare them both and all that. So I want to get that out of the way first, and it's gonna pretty much connect to Deadpool. But so far, pretty much, um, that was what I was wanted to talk about, the how people like so far. The reason why I'm talking about this is that I get on the internet today just to check other news about Batman v Superman and stuff like that, or Marvel. And they finally released the time for Batman v Superman, which is gonna be like about 2 hours and 30 minutes around there. And you already have babies bitching about it. Like they just want to bitch about everything when it comes to these DC movies. Is I find it funny because they're trying to pick every little thing. Like what does the time has to do with the movie? In my opinion, sometimes most of the time, the longer the movie is, the better, because you and pretty much like Batman v Superman, it feels like that it's gonna have a lot in that movie, so it has to be long to make it right. If you have all the shit that you've seen in the trailers from Batman v Superman and it's not even 2 hours, then we're gonna have a problem. But that's not the case, so why is everybody bitching about that? And another thing is, I believe they just confirmed that on April 11th they're gonna start filming Justice League, and you got people bitching about that too. Oh, they're still making Justice League. Batman v Superman is not out yet, and we all know it's gonna do bad. Like, what? What are you talking about? What makes you think Batman v Superman is gonna do bad? trust me, that movie is gonna destroy the box office, and it's gonna do a lot of money. So just because you're not really caring about the movie, that doesn't mean that the movie's gonna do good or it's gonna do money. That's just you. And all of these people that are hating on this and always say like, ah, f this movie, it's gonna be horrible. I don't care about the DCU. Guess what? They still gonna pay, get a ticket, and watch the movie. So it's just it's an argument that it's hard to fight because it's I feel like they're all of them are two faces. You're talking all this shit about it, acting like you're not gonna see it, but you're still gonna see it. But anyways, let's go ahead and talk about Deadpool. And pretty much, this is another thing that I'm just been laughing my ass off since the movie came out. The movie, like I said before, I was not expecting much, but the movie was great. I love the movie, so no, I'm not hating on Deadpool. I love it. Okay, I want to get that out of the way. I don't want I don't want anybody to put words in my mouth that I'm talking shit about Deadpool. I'm not. The only thing I'm gonna talk about is pretty much how the movie's making a lot of money, and now everybody wants every movie to be rated R, and it just makes me laugh because people are acting like Deadpool's the only Marvel movie or comic book movie that has been rated R, and it's not. It's, it might be the only movie that's based on a comic that's rated R and is making so much money, but that doesn't mean that it's the only movie that's rated R. Watchmen, 300, Kick-Ass, The Crow, The Punisher, Blade, V from Vendetta, Wanted. You got all these movies that are rated R based on comics or graphic novels. Did any of these movies destroy the box office? No. They probably did good, or okay at the box office, but they did not destroy the box office. Even Kissman is I believe is a movie based on comics. So that doesn't mean that every movie has to be rated R to do good, and that's the reason why Hollywood doesn't, they're not trying to mess with rated R that much because sometimes some of these movies that are based on comics and stuff, you gotta go and do a big budget movie. And a big budget movie, you're not gonna do a rated R because not everybody cannot see a rated R movie, so they're gonna lose money. So that's pretty much the knowledge, or the lack of just a lot of ignorant people that don't really know a lot about how the box office work or how the movie business work, and that goes back to Deadpool. Deadpool is doing great. I feel like a lot of that has to do with the marketing was the main thing that Deadpool had, and that's why the movie's doing great because it has like one of the best marketing out there, and I gotta give them props for that. But yeah, all those movies were rated R, and none of them really destroyed the box office the way Deadpool did. So, um, you know, the reason why I'm talking about this is because you got people talking about other movies like, oh, let's make Venom rated R. We need a rated R Venom. That makes no sense because Venom is in the Spider-Man universe, and Spider-Man has never been near or had a rated R, adult story. I'm sorry, but Spider-Man is born for, kids or teenagers than adults, and that's the way Spider-Man has always been. So you're gonna make a Venom movie, I'm pretty sure you have to have Spider-Man in it, or if they're gonna go with the new, you know, engine Venom, they can have the Guardians of the Galaxy, introduce Venom in the Guardians of the Galaxy movie, and you really think Guardians of the Galaxy is gonna be rated R? Any other sequels? No, that's not gonna happen. It's in the MCU. The only MCU rated R things that they're doing for adults is the TV shows on Netflix. So yeah, that's never gonna happen. Um, the other things that people would like to have is a rated R Batman, and I feel like that's the only thing that they can probably pull off because Batman has a lot of adult stories in them that are, is more for adults due to the Killing Joke, but I believe they already confirmed that the Killing Joke is gonna be rated R. I'm not sure. I might be wrong, but it's gonna be an animated movie, and that's something you can pull off because those are movies that are going straight to DVD or Blu-ray. So they made money, and they don't have to waste money at the box office or to release a movie at the theater. So they can really pull that off nicely. And most of the DC animated movies are more for adults. In my opinion, I've seen a lot of DC animated movies that are like, while I'm watching them, they're amazing, but at the same time, I'm saying, yeah, this is not for kids. So let me know what you guys think about, what I'm talking about here. If you guys get my point of about all, everybody's saying that every movie should be rated R or every comic book movie should be rated R because Deadpool's doing so good at the box office. It's about knowledge, Pretty much that's what I'm trying to get at. How get to know, some of these comic book characters have to be they had to have a rated R movie. Like the Punisher movies had, they were rated R. It's just because it's a dark story, of what he does, and it's just pretty much based on the character. Not every character out there is a rated R character. Deadpool is, so they had to the reason why the movie works is because that movie had to be rated R. Period. It had to be rated R. But anyways, that was all. Let me know what you guys think about this talk, and let me know the difference. Please, please, please. I made this video. I'm not trying to make a DC or Marvel war. I like both. I actually love both, and that's the reason why I don't hate or compare the there's different universe because in a way this is a little bit more dark than Marvel. So yeah, I love both, and that's the reason why I'm not hating on DC or Marvel. But anyways, thank you everyone for watching my videos and have a good one.